The first misconception I had is that I have to date a few people so that I can be sure that I want to get married.
He didn't tell me I want to date you. He told me I want to marry you.
To my family, actually, they were shocked. They were like, okay, now you're getting married before even your elder brother.
In fact, during this period of talking, I used to call him Bestie.
You can't best with Masai.
I'd advise young people to consult God in that decision that they want to make of marriage.
I can testify for sure that I have found a good thing and I have obtained favor from the Lord.
Charlene Nyumbila, and now Mrs. Saruni. I am first a Christian. Professionally, I'm in the finance field. I have a background of finance. Currently running a company, a production company. Yeah, together with my husband.
My name is Paul Saruni Saitoti. I am married to one wife, very beautiful wife, and I am born again, saved. I'm a child of God, and I'm also the CEO at R&R Paradigm Studios. We run the company together with my wife.
Okay, he is handsome, but now apart from the physical perspective, I'd say one of his qualities, he is God-fearing. Like his reverence for God and the faith that he has in God, it reflects even in his. This is now how we started talking. Sha and Paul go and book seats for us. So we used to go upstairs, book seats for people and wait for them. A group of like 20 people. So we used to sit and wait for them to take, each of them to take their food and carry for us too. And yeah, that's how we started talking. One day he texted me, as a photographer in church, in the media department. Now he used to take photos. He texted me about, was it about a video? Yeah, he was texting me about, a video actually. It wasn't a photo, it was a video. I was the leader. So he told me, the video I've posted today, no, he was asking me something, I don't remember. But now I asked him, you've posted a video and we can't see. It wasn't public. So he told me, 1 minute, I'm going to make it public. And it was forbidden to make it public when our spiritual authority hasn't authorized. Hey, yeah, he made it public for me. Yeah, we started talking, one thing led to another, and yeah.
She was the worship team leader. So once she requested for the video, I knew that, okay, if I'm the one to decide this video, it's a worship team video. So when I was going there, she was the one person that I would always talk to, because now I have to consult
it. But one thing I knew, we had feelings for each other. All of us, both of us knew we had feelings for each other.
Yeah.
But I told him, can we go and pray about it? Now for him, he came and told me, in fact, we are fasting. We are fasting and asking God. I think he told me he had been praying about it and he was sure about it. And I was like, hey, this God that has not spoken to me, I have to go and consult. Yeah, so we had a session of prayer. And after that, he told me, no, I said yes now, it's okay. I said it's okay. Eh, shock on me. I didn't even know how to react, honestly. But, of course,
It's okay if you're sure about it, then it's
Yeah.
okay, we will support you. And they surely did. Yeah.
One thing we were feeling, I think it was mutual. Yeah, it was mutual. We felt that there was no need to wait. You understand? There was no need to like go, because we already knew this is my best friend, someone I know, someone I've, his characteristics naweza ishi nazo. You understand? It wasn't hard. We are blessed to have a supportive family. So when it wasn't hard to convince them that yes, we are young, we want to get married. No, because I think they're used to us maturing fast. Yeah.
Living with a woman, let alone marrying them. And so for me, once we got married, it was so much easier than I expected it to be, because everything was solved by that one commandment: husbands, love your wives. And so the moment I knew that it is her I love, and I'm a Christian, I thought there is no need to try dating multiple people for this. Yeah, so you don't need to date 5 girls or 10 girls to know that now this is the right one. Sometimes I take her to date, she didn't even know she was going for a date, and she finds herself at a date.
Yeah.
Sometimes she does the same to me.
Yeah. For him, he wants to talk about it. We have an issue now. We talk about it now. We finish and we move. One thing I'd say, for the wedding planning process, you need a supportive team. We have supportive siblings, we have supportive parents, we have supportive church, we have friends. So it wasn't hard. I wouldn't say it was hard, because we had people, like it was easy to just tell someone, today, will you help me do this? Like I just call them randomly. Hi, I need you to follow up on the deco. Yes, it's okay, I'll go today. It wasn't hard. The process started in March.
Yeah.
They came to my home. I was living in Nairobi with my parents. So they came home for the first introduction. one thing we knew, we didn't want a large number of people in our wedding. Neither did we want many people in the traditional wedding. So that's why it was easy to even plan the whole process within that short period of time. Yeah, because we had the people I wanted and the people he wanted were close enough to just come fast and finish that thing.
I remember around that time when I told everyone now that I'm getting married. I remember the church, Rain City Chapel, they formed WhatsApp groups literally to help us without even us requesting for them.
Yeah.
And so they were really supportive.
Yeah.
The church, my family did the same, her
Yeah.
family did the same.
Yeah.
It was just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we did our introduction. 2 weeks later, we had our dowry negotiations and the traditional wedding. And that was purely planned by I'd say the traditional was planned by our family, because from where I come from, my family side is I am Luya, my family side is supposed to plan for receiving those guests. He's Maasai. So they were supposed to plan for the Maasais who are coming. We planned everything within 2 weeks, and we had a good traditional wedding of like 300 people.
There were challenges. It was not only flowing so smoothly. There were challenges, and one challenge I could talk about is, for me, when I said I was going to get married, at first everybody was like, "Are you not too young?" And so once they've said it enough times, it begins to get to you like, "Am I really too young? Am I really rushing it?" Yeah, but one thing I learned from all this process is to always trust God.
Yeah.
And so in that time it was hard, yes, for me to overcome that, but I did, because every time I went to pray, God would reassure me that it is okay. I have been holding you your entire life. There is no way I will not be with you. And so I just pushed through, because I knew that God was in it and God was for it. Yeah.
The planning process was tiresome, because mobilizing every service provider and the finances, you see, within 2 months, it wasn't easy. And now I used to feel like, Ama, we just postpone, Ama, we just move it to 6 months from now. Yeah, but because we had other plans after, we couldn't move them.
Yeah, honestly, for me, my expectations were dreamy, like in a movie, breakfast in bed, that kind of stuff. And so, to me, that was interesting. To me, it was interesting. But once we got married, actually, I learned that there is so much more to marriage than what is actually shown in movies and TV shows. That is when I learned to actually love my woman. It's even a commandment in the Bible. Husbands, love your wives. Like, we are commanded to love them. And so it is more beautiful than what I had in mind, but still there are challenges which I didn't have in mind that are still, I can't really say are challenges, because there's always a solution for them. Yeah.
As cliche as this sounds, marriage will teach you to be selfless. Selfless kabisa. Like, it will push you mpaka you even forget some things that you used to like, some things that used to irritate you. Now you know, I'm living with this person, and say, for example, he leaves socks. So I'm living with this person, so I have to pick those socks every other day. Yeah, that's just an example. One behavior that he has that I still don't understand, he like buys lemons and then he cuts half. Like, inakwanga, it's always perfectly half. And then everywhere you will find a half piece of lemon, half, everywhere. He will use it, and he will everywhere. Like, if we could have come with a lemon here, you could have found it here, there, yeah. He leaves pieces of lemon everywhere. We've been married for such a short time. I'd say we are still trying to find the balance. I wouldn't say we are there yet, but we have different, we have different ways of how we handle disagreements. For him, he wants to talk about it. We have an issue now. We talk about it now. We finish and we move. I want my personal time. I want to give me time. I walk around. I let the stress out, and now I come back so that we can discuss. So we are still trying to find the balance. Sometimes I just have to give in because he's the husband and he's the authority. So if he says, let's talk about it, and he's very gentle. So sometimes he just, come, let's talk, baby. It's okay, it's fine, I'm here for you. I just give in. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that I know her sweet spot. Doesn't matter how angry she gets, I know where to touch. And as she said, she's saying I'm gentle. That is what I really use to calm her down, because I know that it's a problem we have. We are together in this problem, meaning that she's feeling the same thing I'm feeling. So for me, I have to be the husband. I have to be the leader here. So I have to calm down, gather my thoughts, and then go and make it right with her.
Yeah.
We usually have random dates. We make sure there's one date each week, but they're usually random.
Yeah.
Nobody actually knows it's going to be on Friday or Thursday.
Yeah.
So it keeps it interesting, because sometimes I take her to date, she didn't even know she was going for a date, and she finds herself at a date.
Yeah.
Sometimes she does the same to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say we have this routine of walking 5 kilometers to just walk and talk and reconnect with each other. So I think that has helped us a lot. I'd advise young people to consult God in that decision that they want to make of marriage, because most people find themselves in situations they could have avoided if they had just talked to God. He's always there. He will always answer you. He will always give you the signs. So you will always know. For such a big decision, just consult God before you get married. Yeah, a God-ordained marriage is very beautiful. You will love it.
I would actually quote a verse from the Bible that says, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord." I can testify for sure that I have found a good thing and I have obtained favor from the Lord, because the moment we got married and I incorporated her into my company, the company grew 5 times within a span of 3 months than it grew in the last 1 year. So I can clearly see that this is the favor that God was talking about. So do not hold back. There is no point of holding back. There is no right age for marriage. I can't say that marry at 20, marry at 30, marry at 50. No. The right age is when you are ready, and when you are ready, then God is always ready for you. You just consult with Him and everything will be well.
Yeah. Me, I was so shocked. They cook ugali and they can let it stay and then you eat tomorrow morning. I appreciate the fact that Maasais grow together. Like for them, you'll find one person has 10, 8, 7 kids, and they're all growing together. Oh, my favorite memory is the
that I really, really needed her support. Like God brought her purposefully for this reason. Yeah. And also I remember when it came to me teaching her about the technical aspects of a production company, like what is necessary, what is done.